Hi, Mary Esther Miranda Gilbert here, nutritional physiologist, nutritional healing specialist, and author, speaker, and educator. I'm going to be sharing today information about the stevia root plant. Now, I want to make the distinction between the root itself, the whole plant complex, versus the extract, the white powder extract. So there's a lot of controversy out there about whether the extract is good or bad. And much of that information that people are quoting could be a little bit old because it's been around for a very long time. And the extracts have been tested from various scientific groups all over the world in the last, 30, 40 years. So the controversy out there, I think people should pay attention to concentrating on the whole root rather than the extract. And that when you extract something from a plant, you're going to have various side effects because when your body takes in all of those molecules from the whole plant, then it's going to have its pick and choose and be able to pick and choose whatever it wants as far as disassembling the molecular structures of the plant in the digestive system. And when it gets down to the cellular level, it will decide what molecules to use and allow inside the cell for whatever work the cells have to do: replication, regeneration, repair, producing new proteins, or processing fatty acids, or utilizing the sugars that we get from carbohydrate plants. So the stevia plant itself contains some carbohydrates, but also a lot of compounds, many compounds, which I'll go over when I read you the information from the stevia from my book, Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health. So if you haven't been following my channel, I've been putting out every month or so, or every couple of weeks, depending on, when I can do it. I've been putting out different videos on the monographs on different botanicals in my book, which is 109 botanicals. So I decided some time ago to go ahead and just show the public what's in the book by just reading out and discussing some of the superfood botanicals that are in the book. So today I'm choosing stevia, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm screen sharing right now, and what you're looking at is my YouTube channel. So I'll be sharing some of these things that you see at the top, the tabs up here. All right, so I'm going to minimize all of that for now. And I'm going to show you the monograph on stevia that's in my book, Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health. And I'm going to share with you all about the scientific research that's been done on the stevia. And then you will see for yourself that there's a huge difference between an extract from a plant versus all of the synergistic and augmenting nutrients that are in a whole food. All right, so this is what the whole stevia plant looks like. It's actually been indigenous to Brazil and Paraguay. Stevia is a genus that includes approximately 200 perennial herbs and shrubs, which species belong to the sunflower family and also the ragweed family. Stevia is regarded as a potent, nourishing, and healthy alternative to artificial sweetener substitutes. I buy the whole root powder, and organic whole root powder, just the dried leaves and roots and everything dried out and ground into a nice powder. And I just use a tiny bit, like a teaspoon, in my cereal or in baking or in my tea. And so it has so many wonderful health effects that compared to the extracts, you'll see the huge difference there. So hopefully this will settle any argument that versus, using the root versus the extract. Okay, so stevia throughout the world is regarded as a potent, nourishing, and healthy alternative to artificial sweetener substitutes, but that's when they refer to the extract versus the green root powder. So this naturally and intensely sweet plant contains phytochemicals known as steviosides or steviol glycosides, which are about 200 to 400 times sweeter than sucrose or white processed sugar. Researchers indicate that artificial sweeteners are linked to severe life-threatening conditions such as cancer and fetal ketonuria. Fetal ketonuria is a condition where the body accumulates too much of the phenylalanine, the amino acid that's essential for our bodies to form new body proteins. So we cannot manufacture 8 out of the 20. So we need those essential amino acids. And children, very young children, cannot manufacture the histidine, which is for adults is not considered essential because adults can actually build that molecule and utilize it once the 8 essential amino acids are present. So phenylketonuria is something that is a rare, genetic disorder, usually found in infants. So, and that's the use of artificial sweeteners. They link to all kinds of those unnatural molecules from those artificial sweeteners aren't nourishing the cells. They're just damaging the cells and disrupting the normal flow of the body's biochemistry. So yeah, and saccharin has been reported to be harmful to the digestive tract and metabolic functions, while studies show stevia to be effective against cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes, and improves immune system functioning and helps lower the incidence of other ailments. So we'll get into that shortly. So these studies are comparing the saccharin, which is a completely unnatural left-handed sugar, versus the whole food compounds in the whole stevia plant. After years of debate about whether stevia can be considered a sweetener or an additive ingredient, it was finally granted by the FDA and through the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act and other overseeing government bodies in our other countries to be recognized as a sweetener, a food ingredient, additive, and or a dietary supplement. So, all this to do about the stevia extract. Now, I have examined labels in stores on stevia. I find that the organic stevia extract, the white powder, is the purest. Not just because of the strict USDA laws associated with putting that label on a package, but also the fact that that should be the only ingredient, stevia extract, period. If you see other ingredients there, if it's an organic supplement, then you can trust the other sugars like xylitol, which has been around forever. And there's, through many studies, never shown any kind of ill effects, from that particular sugar alcohol. However, others I have found, at a big box store where they buy in quantities and it's a discounted kind of store. I'm not going to name it here, but when I accidentally bought their stevia product on their shelf, I brought it home and I was horrified to see that they had things like propylene glycol, and other petroleum-based other ingredients. There's no reason for that, no call for that. It should be banned. And so, looking online, trying to locate that product, I have not been able to find that particular product that I bought by accident and then returned. I just went ahead and returned it. It was ridiculous. So if you're going to buy the white powder to sweeten your drinks, at least make sure it is the organic and the only ingredient is stevia extract. But I prefer and I advocate that people buy the whole plant powder. If you've ever tasted the leaves of these plants, they're absolutely so sweet and so delicious. You can just grow it and have your own continuing supply of stevia root powder. So it's not hard to make your own powder. You just hang it upside down after washing it, rinsing it, and tie it up and hang it somewhere and let it dry on its own. And it crumbles into a nice dry powder. And all you have to do is run it through your food processor or your blender. And there, voila, you've got your own organic stevia root powder. All right, so As a dietary supplement, steviol glycosides are measured in steviol equivalents, and it includes its prime sweetening agents, stevioside and riboside A, as well as glucoside A, rubidia A through F, riboside, and steviol bioside. So these are just the basic different compounds that are found in the plant. Stevia is also rich in phenolic acids. And now in this book that I'm drawing this video from, that I've written, I have a complete phytochemical database in that book. And so it lists what all the phenolic acids, this huge classification of phenols, compounds in plants, will do for health benefits for the body. So there's this whole database, that I pulled from the internet all over the place, scientific studies, and I had to go all over the world, literally, to find the different phytochemical compounds that are in all of the plants that I was writing about. So it's all in one place now. So people don't have to go searching all over the internet the way I did to find out what these phytochemical compounds do for the body. It's really amazing. They're antioxidants, they bind to toxic chemicals, they do DNA repair work, they help the immune system, they destroy, they're antimicrobials. So they just go on and on. They are totally beneficial for the body. All right, so stevia is also rich in the phenolic acids and other nutraceutical nutrient factors that have free radical scavenging antioxidant properties. Free radicals are any molecule in the body that does not belong there, or even stress chemicals the body produces when you're under a lot of stress. And if you're improperly nourished a lot of the time, then your body will be even more susceptible to being reactive to stress in a very cell-damaging way in your inner universe. So, just try to stay away from fast foods, salty, greasy snacks, and any kind of drink that has too much sugar or any kind of dye or chemicals or anything like that, or way too much caffeine, way too much sugar. So you want to make sure you're staying away from synthetics, also synthetic chemicals in consumer products, in your body care products, in your cosmetics, shampoos, conditioners, all that kind of stuff. If you look at the ingredients, if you're not buying organic products, then you are getting a lot of those synthetic chemicals embedded in your fatty tissues, anywhere where the body stores fat, in the liver, underneath the skin, along the spinal cord, at the cell level, along the axon, the shafts of the nerve cell, so that the nerves get damaged if you're not eating the right fats and the right types of coating isn't being formed on the cell, the nerve cell. So, and also, the brain has, a lot of it has fatty acids, composed of fats as well. So it's really important to stay away from as many of these free radical molecules as possible. At the atomic level, then it's known that any free radical is missing electrons in their molecular atomic structures. So they are scavenging, the healthy cells and stealing electrons from healthy cells. So you want to have a certain amount of negatively charged ions circulating in the body so that your atoms that make up your molecules, that make up your tissues, that make up your cells, your structures in your body. So, it goes very, very minute and very, very intricate, the deeper and smaller you go in the body's inner universe. So you want to maintain that your atoms are negatively charged, which means there are more electrons than protons in those atoms. So anytime your cells have to give up electrons, then you will be positively charged, so that the protons are more numerous in the atomic structures than the electrons. And basically that's what free radicals are: stealing electrons from your body, causing havoc in all your body systems and your biochemistry, and at the cell level, destroying your cells, and therefore destroying the functionality of those cells, and therefore affecting your larger organs that are composed of those cells. Okay. All right. Play that back again. if you didn't catch all that. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's basically what it is. All right, so they do these nutraceutical nutrient factors in the stevia plant, like so many other plants in the plant kingdom, have these antioxidant properties that destroy these free radicals. They don't allow them to steal electrons from you. So researchers have found stevia leaves to contain beneficial fibers like lignans, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. These are some of the most beneficial types of fibers that the body has in order to prevent heart disease and other really good, a lot of goodies that happen in the body. All righty. Stevia is an effective antibacterial, anti-cancer, antifungal, and antiviral agent. Okay, why does it do all of that? Because of those phytochemical compounds that we just went over. Also, steviosides in stevia have been shown to play a significant role in the body's metabolism, and although they provide a very sweet taste, they do not provide calories for energy. And that's because it's not a sugar in those leaves. There's very little sugar in the plant, and so but all of these steviosides taste very sweet. They just happen to taste that way. That's just the phytochemical compound nature. That's the nature of how they're built. So these compounds are the ones that make it taste very, very sweet. So the steviosides are digested or hydrolyzed by the gut microbiota into a diterpenoid aglycone, also called steviol. So in the colon, it'll break down. If it doesn't break down in the stomach, then it'll break down in the colon and produce steviol. And steviol is used as a sugar in the body, gets reabsorbed and reutilized in all of your cellular processes in the body. So that's a good thing. So like it says, it's not absorbed by the intestines and it's metabolized through the liver, safely delivered out through the kidneys and released through the colon. Normally, a lot of filtrates, like the other artificial sweeteners, are difficult to filter through the kidneys and can damage the kidneys. So not so with the stevia. Antioxidant phytochemical compounds produced by the stevia plant have been shown to effectively counterwork against inflammation in various organs. So it's an anti-inflammatory. Other antioxidant compounds include essential oils, astroinulin, flavonoids, gums, pigments, serabins A to H, triterpenes, which are indicated as having great effectiveness for anesthetic actions. So in other words, it helps reduce pain. So it's also an anti-inflammatory. So it has those beneficial effects on the body. It also has cardiotonic actions, which improves the efficiency and contraction of the heart muscle. And it's a vasodilator cardiotonic, which means it lowers blood pressure and causes peripheral dilation of the blood vessels. Okay, and as you can see, I look at a lot of scientific reviews where expert panelists will review throughout all of the scientific studies that have been done on any particular botanical or any other subject, by the way. So they will review and filter out the less credible studies, the ones that weren't too standard, that kind of thing. So they really filter out and they present the best studies and then review those. So when I have this citation here, then at the back of the book, there are thousands, hundreds, several hundreds. I don't know. I never counted them, but there are many, many scientific citations in the book that you could explore. When I was in college, going to the holistic college, I went through the, typical clinical dietetics, nutrition science curriculum in the typical, traditional college setting. But I also attended a holistic college. And so it was the holistic college, oddly enough, that had me look at scientific research. And that's when I really learned about how the body works and how it utilizes nutrients just by what the scientists explain and how they conduct their experiments and what their results are. So you learn a lot about the nutritional physiology aspects of your body when you look at the science. So anyhow, that's what that is here, in case of those of you who have not ever seen the citations, but I think a lot of people who have done any kind of college work. You have to back yourself up with the science or or with some kind of credible, source, and that's how you have to list it in the text. But at the end, you'll see the complete citation. Okay. Other studies conclude that stevia leaves, flowers, and roots can serve as a natural alternative for preventing or alleviating the set of possible symptoms associated with metabolic syndrome, including abdominal obesity, insulin resistance, oxidative stress, there's those free radicals again, arterial hypertension, hypertension usually caused by narrowing of the blood vessels, inflammation, diabetes, dyslipidemia, and off balance the way your body handles fats, hypertension, and ischemic cardiomyopathy or weakened heart muscle as a result of coronary artery disease or heart attack. All right, so here's another aspect of whole stevia, where all of the different compounds that it contains have been shown to benefit the heart. And diabetes helps your body regulate blood sugar. Abdominal obesity and high arterial blood pressure in metabolic syndrome being a various types of health issues that come with obesity, like heart disease, diabetes, cancers, just inflammation, basically inflammation anywhere in the body usually comes with so many different cascade effects of poor diet and lack of exercise and stress, things like that. Those combinations of factors that result in obesity that disrupt the gland's ability to produce the right hormones or balance of hormones. So all that is considered metabolic syndrome. Okay. So abdominal obesity and high arterial blood pressure in metabolic syndrome indicates metabolic disorders in lipid and carbohydrate metabolism, or how the body utilizes fats and sugars, thereby decreasing how adipose tissues function and increasing the risk for cardiovascular disease. So again, how your body utilizes the fat that it stores is very important for your health. And that has a lot to do with the type of foods that you eat and even the supplements that you take, and also exercise, a combination of fat burning exercise and strength building exercise, because that raises the metabolism. And, flexibility exercises to prevent injury, that kind of thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's a whole another book that I'm almost publishing, and also another subject for another video, right? Okay. So abdominal obesity can result in imbalanced immune system responses to free radicals, such as reactive oxygen species and inflammatory cytokines, including adiponectin, interleukin-6, leptin, plasminogen activator inhibitor, and tumor necrosis factor. Some of you might have seen these either in your own laboratory values or in someone else's laboratory values. If someone close to you were to freely share this kind of thing with you. So the medical system tests for all kinds of proteins, inflammatory proteins, the presence of, all sorts of other biochemicals that are either out of balance or abnormal. Other researchers have confirmed stevia's beneficial enzymes and phytonutrient compounds consisting of carotenes, flavonoids, hormone-like precursors, organic acids, polysaccharides, sterols, tannins, terpenes, volatile acids, and like any plant grown in nutrient-rich environments, also constitutes a potent range of essential minerals and microelements. So that bullet point, dear ones, are the good ones. Getting to know the bad chemicals and the good chemicals takes a while. Okay, this is why I built in an encyclopedia, a compendium of terms in the book as well to help people out there. All right, so these are all wonderful, nutrient compounds that are found in plants called phytonutrients, and also different kinds of fibers, just precursors to all kinds of hormones that the body needs to make. The body makes 10,000 hormones to help regulate, start, and stop all these thousands, multiple trillions, I should say, of bodily processes, cellular processes. So all of these play a role in helping the body function and also correct any malfunctioning at the cell level. So because metabolic syndrome affects the metabolism of fats and carbohydrates, it's associated with diabetes mellitus or type 2 diabetes, along with deteriorating effects of nervous system and hormonal communications involved in the signaling and functioning of insulin, which is the hormone secreted by the pancreas for the uptake of blood glucose into the body's cells. So these phytochemical compounds will also help the body regulate its insulin functioning and its blood sugar regulating functions. Other researchers found other glycosides in addition to stevioside and the ribadiosides that are responsible for stevia's sweet taste, including glucoside A, the ribadiosides B, C, D, E, and F, I have trouble with this one, ribososide, I have to put in that extra so in there, ribososide, and steviol bioside. Other researchers have verified stevia's antioxidant compounds and their medicinal properties, which include alkaloids, apigenin, ascorbic acid. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and read every single one of these, although they have become very familiar to me in my research. And then at the end of this paragraph, the trace elements, always containing the essential minerals and the B vitamin complexes. In this case, is especially high in riboflavin and thiamine. B complex, every single B vitamin is a whole complex in itself. So when you talk about the B complexes in a plant, you're talking about large molecules that have a positive effect on the nervous system and help the cells produce energy. So they play many, many different roles. So there's a vitamin and mineral section in this book as well that explains what each individual vitamin and mineral does for the body. But they all work in synergy. It's best to eat whole foods, organically grown whole foods that are grown in nutrient-dense soils in a very balanced environment. No pesticides, no herbicides, no monoculture, row by row, sprayed kinds of genetically modified kind of crops. You do not want to go near those. Those are not beneficial for the body. They've been shown to have very, very hazardous health effects. I won't go into that right now. That's something else. Okay. So, I mean, I'm just going to say they've been shown to cause cancer and birth defects, reproductive harm, nervous system disorders. I'll stop right there. Okay. So anyhow, these other plant compounds that are found in so many wonderful Earth's plants that have not been tampered with, that have been grown in nutrient-rich environments, do contain 25,000 compounds that have been found to be so beneficial for the body. So Stevia ribadiana leaves have been found to contain no calories, nor does it ferment or cause dental caries, nor does it generate dental plaques. And unlike other sweeteners, does not caramelize or crystallize. So its molecular structure is completely different than sucrose. Since they're antimicrobials, antibacterials, then they don't allow any excess bacterial growth in the mouth. All right, so it's been found to have other biological actions, including acting as an antacid, antioxidant, cardiotonic, and diuretic, and demonstrates hypotensive, low blood pressure, anti-caries, antibacterial, anti-cancer, antifungal, anti-hyperlipidemic, anti-hypertensive, anti-inflammatory, anti-rotavirus, antiviral, other viruses, and anti-yeast properties. Again, it's these antioxidant phytochemical compounds that are abundant in the stevia. The anti-hyperlipidemic and insulin-producing actions of Stevia ribadiana stimulate the secretion of insulin by the pancreas beta-type cells, making this plant useful in type 2 diabetes. Again, everything I'm laying out here for you is solidly backed by scientific studies, peer-reviewed studies. The science is pretty solid. So diterpene glycosides in stevia are reduced in the body to the metabolite steviol by the normal intestinal flora and is thoroughly absorbed in the large intestine. So like I said earlier, if it's not broken down in the stomach, it'll get broken down and utilized and converted to steviol in the colon. But, scientists have found that some people can metabolize that in the stomach. So, they break down the plant, and you have this diterpene glycosides compounds that are in the stomach, and then it's pushed out or absorbed, utilized somehow in the ends up in the colon, and then is converted to the steviol as well. So steviol, like I said, it's a very usable sugar by the body, very natural. Okay. It's circulated throughout the bloodstream and excreted through the kidneys and urine as glucuronides, and through the bile or biliary system in the digestion of fats. So the biliary system or the bile is through the gallbladder. So that's where fats are digested in the body. Studies show stevia improves lipid profiles by reducing triglycerides in plasma, affects insulin functions, and has shown body weight reduction in diabetic test animals. All right, so researchers found that isolated steviol affected water circulation in the kidney's renal tubules, and this is the microcirculatory system that's inside the kidneys, decreasing hypertension, where the kidneys regulate the blood pressure because of the water regulation, effects that kidneys have, without affecting heart rate. And other researchers found that chronic oral ingestion of steviosides on hypertensive human subjects reduced blood pressure compared to placebos, and also improved systolic and diastolic arterial pressure. So it helps the heart, it helps the kidneys regulate blood pressure and, water pressure in the body. Stevia is cultivated in Argentina, Australia, Brazil, China, Colombia, Israel, Japan, Kenya, Malaysia, Paraguay, South Korea, United States, and Vietnam. And you can bet that their universities all over these countries have studied this plant. Its steviol glycosides are approved by all regulatory agencies around the world as safe sweeteners, and over 150 countries use it in foods and beverages. Researchers have shown that in vitro analysis, that is, in the laboratory, in petri dishes, and in vivo studies, that is, in human subjects, in human metabolism, showed how steviol glycosides are moved through the digestive tract. Its glucose molecules, carbohydrate molecules, are removed by the gut microflora, the good bacteria, for no glucose absorption in the colon. Then the glycosides are absorbed rapidly via the hepatic or liver portal system and metabolized, and then circulated throughout the system through excretion pathways to be ultimately excreted in the urine in the form of steviol glucuronide. Isn't that cool? The body knows exactly what to do, where to distribute these amazing molecules. Unlike other chemical sweeteners, stevia has shown no observed adverse effect level, NOAEL, in toxicology testing that involves studying the effects on behavior, blood chemistry, and hematology, blood weight, food composition, liver enzymes, effects on organ weight, ophthalmology, eye health, urine, and tissue changes. Even at high doses, stevioside did not indicate possible cancer development. There you have it. It's been studied extensively. Yet another study established the steviol glycosides as safe for consumption by children and pregnant women. Yes, monitoring body weight, food intake, growth and development, reproductive performance, and sexual maturation. Other researchers who followed the effects of high-purity steviol glycoside extracts for 2 generations did not observe adverse effects after high doses during fertility, pregnancy, lactation, and the growth and development of children through adulthood, concluding the safety of steviol glycosides. Still, more researchers using other methodology data have confirmed no evidence that steviol glycosides are genotoxic, that is, damaging to the DNA, and do not cause mutations that lead to cancer or birth defects or inheritable damage. So all these researchers coming together to contribute to the base of knowledge, in this case, stevia, continue to come to the same conclusions. And this is over time. It's not like it was done in a short period of time. It's the effects of the stevia plant have been studied for many, many decades. Okay, researchers who conducted a comprehensive search of the scientific literature found no evidence of allergenic effects from purified steviol glycosides, including no bloating, no diarrhea, no gas, no nausea, nor, or what is that? Borborygmus. Oh yeah, the rumbling, gurgling noise. I forgot about that term. I thought, what? I wrote the book and I didn't look familiar for a second there. So it's the rumbling, gurgling noises caused by the fluid and gas movements in the intestines, which occurs with non-nutritive sweeteners such as the sugar alcohols and fructose and other types of sugars, whether they're natural or not. So sugar is just a natural, it causes this fermentation and produces gas in the gastrointestinal tract. All right, so that is the conclusion on the whole plant stevia. So don't let anyone out there or any ill-advised person, be careful where you get your information. Always look at the peer-reviewed studies. That is the most important thing you can do whenever you're educating yourself and searching for the real information, not the unqualified information out there. And a lot of times when you do something, when you search on the internet for something, you'll come across many, many articles written by people who don't back what they're saying up with any scientific data without these, scientific references. Okay, so it's important to state your scientific references so that you establish yourself as a credible writer, educator. Without those references, you may not have the right information. And over through the years, the 45 years I've been, doing this, I have seen so many articles on the internet where so-called medical advisors, medical people who want to be nutritional advisors, but don't have the years of training, years of research behind them, and don't pay attention to the science close enough. So I see the bits and pieces of information. Sometimes they're correct, but they're only partially correct because they're incomplete. Or I see just blatant non-correct information out there. So even there's some dietitians out there, registered dietitians. I chose not to go that route. I took all the courses in college for clinical dietetics and nutrition science, but I chose not to be a dietitian because I wanted to delve more into the science and more into the nutritional physiology of the human body. So I took the holistic side of it, which happened to teach me a lot about the science. Anyhow, so, there's a lot of information out there that's just not like this. Carefully selected from many, many scientific reviews, peer-reviewed specialists, panelists that know what they're doing, PhDs, people who have contributed to the cutting edge of information. So these people who do the reviews, they're highly, highly qualified, kind of thing. So this is where I get my information, and this is the information I'm sharing with you. All right, so, if you like this kind of information, it's great to go ahead and press the like button on this channel so that the search engine algorithms, I don't know how they work, will put this video in front of other people who are searching for kind of the similar kind of information, and obviously have the same interest in being healthy and seeking, health for themselves. It also helps to share, of course, share it with your networks or with just a few people. It's okay. You don't have to share it with your whole entire network. Just, a few choice people that you feel like would really get it, would really understand how credible this information really is compared to anything one might casually try to find on the internet. So like, share, subscribe. Oh yes, please do subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, then you can see that I've been producing more videos, and I'm trying to get the subscription up so that I can just do more with the channel. So it's really helpful if you help me do that. And my goal is to make humanity healthier. And when you have a healthier population, you have a stronger minded, stronger, physically able-bodied population that is something to be dealt with. We the people have to be the ones to, take our country and make sure it's being run right and not allow any of the all this activity that's happening out there from criminals that have been put into our systems, right? So we have to be a force to be reckoned with. We are the people of this country. We do need our health, and we do need to stand up and make sure we're heard and seen so that we make sure the country is run the way we want it to be run, right? Okay. Again, that's another topic, right? But I wanted to also show you really quickly, if you're still with me, I'm so glad that you're still with me. If you are, I just wanted to quickly run things by you. There's another article. I will post this article in the description. It's in there right now as you see it. I haven't done it yet because I'm still recording, but you will get that this link. It's just another study, a scientific opinion on the food additives and nutrient sources added to food, and it talks about stevia. And so it's got a great little paragraph in there that I'm sure you'll be very, very excited to read about. Just pause it and read it. Okay, and then there's another thing I wanted to show you. This is my YouTube channel. So as you can see, I have 164 subscribers. It goes up by one or two, and then it goes down again. It goes up by one or two, and it goes down again. I'm thinking, okay, I need to get more videos out there because people are watching the videos. There's 117 views on one and 50 views, and that's only, within the month. 3 weeks ago, the views are building. People are sharing. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you. But I'm hoping that I can reciprocate by giving you some really awesome information that you can use to protect your health and build your health and recover your health if you need to. So yes. And then if you'd like to visit my website, just one more thing I want to share with you. This is my website. If you are interested in purchasing the book that I got this monograph from that we talked about today, these are the books that I've got going on Amazon. But this one especially is the one that we were, just looking at today. It's called Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health. And you can go ahead and read the bulletin, points that I have there to describe the book. You can order it through Amazon, or you can just click on this and it'll take you right to the book. You can order the hard copy, hard copy. Not the hardcover copy, but the printed copy. And then here's the ebook version of it. So, you can just take yourself through here. And of course, I'll post all the links, in the description below. And so, it's right here. Yeah, that's the book. And it's gotten 100% 5-star reviews, 10 ratings. That's amazing. I am so, so happy that people absolutely love this book. So yeah, there's people I don't even know who are just giving me rave reviews. That's amazing. Last time I looked, there were only 500% 5-star reviews, but now there are 10. Yay. So I worked very, very hard on this book to make sure that people were going to get the ultimate truth about these 109 botanicals that I put in this book. Took me months, but it was a labor of love, and I'm really, really happy. It's one of the best books I've written so far. I always say that about every single book because I'm so darn diligent that I just have to put the very best information in there, and I don't care how long it takes me. But, it's worth it because people really love it, and they really appreciate all the work that's been put into it. Okay, so, all right, let's look inside. Fine, we'll look inside. So I'm just going to take you through the table of contents. That way you get an idea of everything that's in there, right? So here's the table of contents, and I'm going to enlarge it a little bit so you can see that better. Oh, it won't let me enlarge it. Fine. All right, so excuse me. Just all kinds of information about nutrition, about the different phytochemicals in all these plants, what each nutrient does for the body, all the body systems. There's so many different charts in here you'd love if you went ahead and got this book. And here's all of the A through Z 109 botanicals that I did extensive research on and put together in summary for you. You know, it's just goes on and on, right? And then at the end, I have a lot of charts that associate different body systems and different ailments with those botanicals, so that there are a lot of quick reference charts in there. And then also, like I said, there's the phytonutrient database and the compendium encyclopedia dictionary of terms that's in there as well. I think one of my people that bought the book told me that there's over 200 of those terms in there. Or no, she said 200 pages. Yeah, that's right. 200 pages of terms. So yeah, there it is right there. All right, so I just wanted to go over that really quick just to show you. It's a book that you will keep and refer to throughout your whole life. That's how much information on these botanicals there are. And, you know, I've got to write a volume 2. There are more botanicals and more botanicals that I'm researching, studying about. So I'll be doing that in the future. And also I will be opening up an online school, True Health Mastery Academy, that is coming up this year, hopefully in the spring, as I wrap up the editing of my two most recent books. So I will be introducing those books in another video. Alrighty, so thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to stop share right now so I can see what's going on the screen here. All right, so thank you very much for joining me. And I hope to see you soon again next time. All right, bye-bye.